Good morning. How are you?
Good. Let's talk about what we can expect from these Senate hearings tomorrow. Who is this woman that these senators have hired to interview Dr. Ford?
She's a prosecutor. She comes out of Arizona. She has experience in sex crimes, including cold cases. So it sounds like she's a perfect choice to do this. The Democrats think she's not so perfect. They think that their GOP senators, all 11 of them being male, should step up and do their own dirty work if they want to undermine the credibility of the accuser. But I think it was probably a smart move for the Republicans to get her in there, not only because of the optics of the situation. Presumably she won't come across like some sort of a pit bull. She'll be respectful. She's female. But more importantly, this is what she does for a living. She investigates and pursues sex crime allegations. And to the extent the goal of the Republicans is to establish that this is exaggerated or she just doesn't remember properly, holes in the story, inconsistencies, this is the kind of person to develop that, as opposed to saying to the senators on the Republican side, look, you used to be a pretty fair trial lawyer. You go in there and make her look bad. They may have been great years ago. They don't do that for a living anymore, and they don't really want to be seen as beating up on a victim.
Is this woman going to treat Judge Kavanaugh the same way and ask Judge Kavanaugh all the questions the same way they're going to ask Dr. Ford?
Yeah, great question. She is going to question him as well as Professor Ford. And you can bet that if she comes across like she's very solicitous and friendly with Kavanaugh and yet accusatory with Professor Ford, that's not going to get it done for the Republicans. So I think she's going to try to be even-handed and professional and respectful. But to the extent she senses an opening on either side, she's going to have to go through that opening and try to exploit it, or else she won't be doing her job. So it's kind of a high wire act. But she's the one they picked out of all the candidates. I'm sure they had many people, all these senators on the Republican side, not just the Judiciary Committee, but over 50 of them know folks all around the country who were candidates for this. And this woman was picked. So we'll see how she performs tomorrow.
Are Democrats going to be allowed to ask questions at some points?
Yeah, absolutely. It's similar really to the format that we are familiar with in the Kavanaugh hearing and Gorsuch and all the rest. You go back and forth. The majority party representative goes, and then for a while, 15, 20 minutes, whatever, then back and forth. The Democrat senators will, of course, ask some questions. A lot of the Republican senators, I think, per the strategy, will not ask questions, leaving it to the professional, the prosecutor. You can bet some of them won't be able to hold back, and they're going to hold forth as well.
What time does this all kick off tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's starting up at 10 Eastern tomorrow. The goal by the Republicans is to finish it up in the one day and then plan a vote on Friday. The Democrats may have some different ideas about trying to get corroborating evidence and the witnesses in there, have the FBI investigation be more extensive. So that those are question marks.
And only those two, right? Only Kavanaugh and Dr. Ford. No one else is being called, correct?
That's the current plan, but as I said, the Democrats would like to expand the scope, both because they think substantively it's important to get the full picture, and if there are important corroborating witnesses, why not take the time? And also, from a political standpoint, according to the GOP, the Democrats have an incentive to push this whole thing past the midterms so that the red state Democrats don't feel pressured to vote for Kavanaugh, and ideally, from the Democrat standpoint, push it into January when they might control the Senate and be able to vote down a nomination.
One of the things that's sort of hanging out there, Royal Oaks, and no one can really answer, and I guess it's sort of up to each individual senator, but that is, even if there is some truth to what these women are saying, or this Dr. Ford is saying, does that disqualify somebody from sitting on the Supreme Court 30 years later, right?
Yeah, great question. We've all done things in high school we weren't terribly proud of, but the nature of this allegation, which some people say is akin to an attempted rape with the hand over the mouth during the encounter, that crosses the line. That's just going to have a decision that each senator will make in voting up or down on this nominee.
Yeah, it's. I guess the only thing we can guarantee tomorrow, Royal Oaks, is that there is going to be fireworks.
Absolutely. It may not be up there with the Scopes trial with William Jennings Bryan and Clarence Darrow, but it's going to be dramatic.
Royal Oaks, ABC News legal analyst. Anytime you can get a Scopes trial reference in, you're doing good. Royal, have a good day. Thanks. All right.